All right, TGIF everyone, welcome to Friday evening's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. It is going to be a halfway decent weekend with some ups and downs. We're going to, of course, take a deep dive into the weekend forecast and take a look at Thanksgiving as well. But first, a real quick review of today's temperatures. As promised, we reached our high yesterday pretty late in the day, and we reached our high today early in the day. Our official high at the Youngstown Ward Airport in the lower 50s. During the pre-dawn hours, and then temperatures just sort of leveled off in the upper 30s for a lot of the midday and afternoon today. It is cold out there, and as the sky continues to clear this evening, it's going to be a pretty cold night. We're 17 degrees colder than the same time yesterday, and notice colder air is on the move across a good chunk of the eastern U.S. Now, there is a bubble of milder air up across the upper Midwest and the northern plains, and that's what's going to try to sneak in here eventually as we go into early next week. Infrared satellite this evening showing our deck of stratocumulus clouds. If you look carefully, they are thinning and starting to meander off to the east as that sky clears. A good radiational cooling night tonight with generally calm winds, clear sky, and a recipe for temperatures dropping well down into the 20s. Here's our next weather maker down across the Mississippi Valley. It's an area of low pressure that's starting to become better organized. It's starting to draw up some Gulf moisture, and this is what's going to spread the rain in here in about 24 hours. So if you want to put up your Christmas decorations or do anything outdoors, finally take care of the last of the leaves, whatever you want to do, I think it'll be a halfway decent Saturday. We'll get into into the mid-40s. The rains looked slower and slower with each model run over the last couple of days, so now it looks like it's going to take until after dark before we see much wet weather. Now, our in-house model here does have some snow on the northern fringes of this. If this were to be right, it wouldn't be impactful or anything. We're not expecting any snow accumulation. I think while it's possible a few wet snowflakes might mix in at the onset, it's a little more likely as the air column cools later in the evening that we'll get a few wet snow showers mixed in with the raindrops. Maybe a touch of drizzle early Sunday. Otherwise, another pretty decent day Sunday, although it's not going to be bright and sunny. There's going to be times when it's pretty overcast, times in which it's partly sunny. Temperatures will get into the lower 40s at best Sunday afternoon. So here's just kind of a quick review of the weekend forecast. 45 before the rain arrives on Saturday. We'll drop down to about freezing Saturday night. 42 on Sunday, and I think a nice turnaround in the temperature department is on the way for early next week. Now, let's do an update on the pre-Thanksgiving system. Finally, the models are starting to get into better agreement on the timing and evolution of this area of low pressure. By Tuesday evening, it's centered out towards Springfield, Illinois. Warm front up here, cold front back here. On the cold side of this, pretty healthy amount of snow in parts of the upper Midwest. We'll be on the warm side of this. We'll get into the 50s Tuesday afternoon, showers most likely after sunset Tuesday evening into the overnight. Now, the timing on the rain is pretty good for holiday travelers on Wednesday. The rain should be out of here pretty early. The bad news is, if you have a flight out of Cleveland or Pittsburgh or Canton, Akron, or anywhere in our region, wind could be a troublemaker for your flight on Wednesday. This low is going to get really wound up as it moves through the Great Lakes and into the Northeast. And so again, no snow. Rain should be done early, but the wind could be enough to cause a few delays. If you are traveling by car, you should be in pretty good shape. Aside from just dealing with the wind from time to time, we're not expecting too many impacts at all on area roads for peak rush hour Wednesday evening. And if you're hitting the roads on Thanksgiving Day on Thursday, it'll be cold and fairly cloudy, but we should be in pretty good shape otherwise. Yeah, the wind could gust over 30. Now, I'm showing you the European model wind gusts here. The European is the strongest model when it comes to that midweek storm. If the European's kind of overdoing it on the strength of that low, the winds are not going to be this high. But if the European has, the right idea here as far as the intensity of that storm, yeah, these wind gusts are reasonable. 40 plus a possibility, and up towards some of the lake front areas and northeast Ohio, northwest PA, southwest New York, 50 plus could even be a possibility during the course of Wednesday. The wind will diminish by Thanksgiving Day, and if you're eating at midday on Thanksgiving, outside, temperatures will be in the mid-30s. Outside by dinner time, say 4, 5, 6 o'clock, it'll be in the middle and upper 30s. A pretty ho-hum forecast for Thanksgiving with chilly air, fair amount of clouds, but nothing really coming out of those clouds of any consequence. So overall, aside from the wind, not bad news for your travels around Thanksgiving. And I think for shoppers, Friday morning will also be dry, albeit fairly cold. Look for more updates on the Thanksgiving forecast and the longer range, including December, next week on future editions of Weather for Weather Geeks. In the meantime, have a great Friday night and have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday.